Creature from the Black Lagoon went on an elimination
rampage
in round 1 and 2 of this main event. There were a couple close calls, but no one's been able to take Creature out yet. Hi everybody, welcome to Junkyard Joust. I'm Aaron Yonda, and here are the remaining teams and cars in the second big main event. No teams have been eliminated yet, but a lot of them are very close. At the end of round 2, Nightmare Fuel decided to use their bonus action. They did a car swap. They're gonna swap that trusty old Buick for the West Coast Flyer, assuming that the Flyer has a little bit more agility and can handle the ramp. Round 3, we're gonna start off with Firehouse Fueler, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. Despite that ramp of Creature, Glitzkrieg are excelling in this match. They have 3 cars left. Fueler goes curbside, and will be followed up by Aeropod for Jurassic, who also has 3 left, sponsored by Moocow Horse Farm. A bit of a wallop from Aeropod pushes the Fueler just about off the track. It is remaining level though for the moment. Aeropod goes curbside. Up first for Vermilion, it's the Buick Riviera, sponsored by Sicken. Vermilion doing pretty good in this match as the Buick settles in. No damage there, no eliminations yet. Cool One for the Ramp Stamp, sponsored by the Mad Brit King. Cool One sneaks under the Buick. It does not get turned over. Sideways or upside down at the end of the round, and the car is out. And guess who got first in the running order this time? Ooze Coop will be going down before Creature, sponsored by Avery's Reliable Autos. A nice hit from Ooze Coop clears the track and prepares for its ramp, taking out Aeropod in the process. And look at that recovery by the Buick Riviera. That was a close one. Now the question is, can Ooze Coop stay on the track long enough to make Creature go off a ramp? Skull Crusher first one to take the ramp, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Skull Crusher scoots over that ramp and knocks Cool One, somehow hooks Cool One and throws it on the other side of the track where it stays alive for the moment. Skull Crusher keeps it flat, Firehouse Fueler escapes. Graveyard Smash sending down the 57 Bel Air first, sponsored by Judy Collins. Graveyard Smash not wanting to send Creature off this ramp because it is a risky business. The Bel Air handles it nicely and takes out Cool One in the process. Ramp Stamps could not afford that loss. West Coast Flyer, the last remaining car for Nightmare Fuel, goes down now, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. And there you go, Nightmare Fuel's bonus action already paying dividends as West Coast Flyer makes a recovery that the Buick never could have. Hitting a height of 6, bashing the crates, flipping around, and making that landing happen. Nightmare Fuel are good to go. Last remaining car for Mr. Maroon Roll Cage, sponsored by Tribble's Troublemakers. Roll Cage does a number of flips. Mr. Maroon had 5 left in round 2 and lost 4 of them. Roll Cage, though, does the business, and they're still in the match. Good recovery. Last car for the Jalopies, the Mercury Sun Valley, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. The Mercury Sun Valley just barely even drives up on that ramp. Safe for the moment, but it's gonna take a hit, a big one, from the Pierce Velocity 100-foot aerial platform, sponsored by Reaper EOD. Here comes the aerial platform, and there goes the Joustin' Jalopies. They will not be going to the finals this season, and now that big fire truck is parked on top of Ooze Coop. Will this break the jump? 92 Jeep Wrangler Sahara with Jeff Goldblum, sponsored by Tribble's Troublemakers. The Sahara boots that heavy vehicle all the way up the ramp and over. It uses its arm to stop itself from flipping, arm bending a little bit, and the Jeep is covering up Ooze Coop.
Oh, hey, hi, Dr. Malcom here. Just checking in. Am I in the right spot for the joust?
Nitrium coming down next, sponsored by Judy Collins. Nitrium bashes the Jeep and it starts to tip. Close to an elimination, but I think it's gonna escape probably. The ever devastating Turbo Streak, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Turbo Streak gets under Nitrium. Can it get underneath Ooze Coop? If it does, then Creature will not have to take the jump. Vrak Alien Cyborg, sponsored by Jedi for Cookie. Vrak pushes Turbo Streak underneath Ooze Coop and effectively prevents the jump, prevents Creature's elimination in this way, and that is unfortunate for a lot of teams. 55 Mercedes-Benz Blaus Wunder for the Ice Pick, sponsored by Reaper EOD. Big hit, and there goes Ooze Coop up in the air. It stays flat for the moment, though. Doesn't look like there was any eliminations on that hit, but man, it is a jumble right now. Creature loving what it sees down on the track, sponsored by King Jester. Creature slams into place, Vrak gets tipped, Cookie loses another vehicle. All they have left is Oozcoop if it stays like that, and the ramp is set up. First off that ramp, Jet Threat 4.0, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. Jet Threat does not make the recovery. Its luck runs out. It gets caught up in a little bit of the edge of the jumble, and it stays sideways. Could be a loss for Glitzkrieg. Velociracer, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Velociracer really showed up to Joust today. Hits the crates, bounce over, finds a parking spot, and makes the recovery happen. It got eliminated pretty quick in the qualifier. This is a massive improvement. That was the end of round 3. 5 eliminations in this round, and we are finally going to lose our first team. The Jalopies could not survive the ramp of Creature. Taking a look at the aftermath. Graveyard Smash steady at 2. Jurassic and Glitzkrieg both fall to 2. No cars with 3 left now. Ice Pick still at 2. Ramp Stamp falls to 1. Mr. Maroon, Nightmare Fuel, and now Cookie's Crime Syndicate all at 1. Joust and Jalopies are out. Vermilion steady at 2. 5 teams with 2 cars left. Jurassic got the start with the Jeep Wrangler. Jeff and the Jeep smash into position down at the end of the track.
Well, you know what they say, chaos theory is exciting and chaotic. I say that. I don't know about them. Watch out! Ah!
Mercedes-Benz slams that Jeep just about free of the track. It stays level, though, and live. The Buick Riviera slots into position. And right behind it, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and the ramp is set up. The aerial platform takes that ramp like a champ. Using that arm to steady itself, it gets stuck in between a couple cars, but is fine. Roll Cage with another clutch recovery. Doesn't even flip over, I don't think. Oh, no, it did flip over twice. You can't see that in regular speed. That's why we have slow motion. Nice recovery for Mr. Maroon, who are still in the match because of it. Oozcoop, no choice but to take the ramp again, and it does not go well this time. Unless there is a miracle, Oozcoop is out. A rough match for Cookie's Crime Syndicate, and Cookie is not going to be happy about this. An airborne jaunt from the West Coast Flyer, and it snuggles into position, bounces off of Evil Weevil, finds a place to land, hits a 6, smashes those crates, and lands right over next to Oozcoop. Great recovery. Ramp Stamp's last chance to take out the ramp. They cannot do it. Turbo Streak is not quite low enough in the middle where it counts, and they are in trouble. That looks very close to 45, if not beyond. Velociracer pulls it out again with a spinning hit to the crates. A nice landing. Ooh, man, that was close. Hits a 6 also as it slams into the crates and then swivels a little bit. Looks like it might go over, but it doesn't. Clutch. And now it kind of looks like Turbo Streak settled down below 45. Skull Crusher with a little bump and a hop over the Pierce Velocity. Very nice landing, and despite a rough start, right now the Indigo Ice Picks are looking pretty good. Nitrium flies all over the place, goes over the Pierce Velocity, bounces over Roll Cage, and then makes a recovery over by the Height Tower. Great job there. Vermilion also looking pretty good in this match. 57 Bel Air punches at the Pierce Velocity, cannot get it to go over, raises its ladder up a little bit, and then look at that rolling recovery. The hood flies open, showing off that engine. Impressive leap for the smash. Oh, this is the first time the Firehouse Fueler has taken Creature, and oh man, look at that. It hits its own teammate, starts to turn it almost sideways, goes sideways itself, and Glitzkrieg is in trouble. This is the first time they've had any serious problems in this match. It does look like the Pierce Velocity platform, though, is below 45 easily. So we're going to have 2 eliminations in the round, and we are going to lose another team. And now we've got Graveyard, Jurassic, and the Ice Picks all at 2. Glitzkrieg falls to 1, and Ramp Stamp's at 1. Over here, Vermilion, the only team with 2 left, and Cookie's Crime Syndicate is out. The Lockside Cafe is serving big burgers, huge sausages, but I don't know what exactly Cookie and Petey are eating. It looks like hay bales.
What's wrong with that, bacon?
It's certainly a monster-sized portion of hay bale.
It's a funny idea.
Round 5, here we go. 55 Mercedes-Benz will start us out for the Indigo Ice Picks, who are doing well in this match right now. Vermilion sends down the Buick, and you know Creature's coming down next. Bam, there is our ramp nicely into place. Those first 2 teams, though, have a couple cars now that will probably survive the round, which is nice. Velociracer does it again. So many recoveries, keeping Jurassic Park open. Wow, look at all those rotations. Roll Cage does it again for Maroon. Lands on top of Velociracer and is right side up. Mr. Maroon still solidly in this with a car that almost got eliminated. The Pierce Velocity platform just drives on top of Creature. Holds up at the Buick. No eliminations in this round yet. West Coast Flyer would have preferred to take that ramp, but manages to knock the platform around pretty nicely. It stays upright. Turbo Streak tosses the West Coast Flyer around. It rolls over, makes a nice recovery. Still no eliminations. Turbo Streak is going to have to take this ramp now. Skull Crusher boots it over the ramp. It makes a nice level landing and escapes. Skull Crusher is poised, or was poised. Nitrium, a little knock, and Skull Crusher goes over. Looks like it's probably below 45, and Nitrium is stuck on Creature. And boom, there is our first elimination. Vermilion loses Nitrium on a massive hit from the Bel Air. Graveyard just wreaking havoc on all of these teams in every way. A bruiser and a ramp. A monstrous team indeed. Ooh, Jeff and the Jeep with a bad landing. Look at this, Nitrium is back in action. Vermilion, it looked like was gonna lose that car, and Jurassic just accidentally saved them and took themselves out. That's a tough loss for Jurassic. Man, how the fortunes have changed. Just 1 elimination in the round, and it was Jeff and his Jeep.
The Junkyard Joust is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen.
That'll take Jurassic Ride down to 1. All the other teams remain the same. Vermilion with that lucky recovery. One of the few teams still at 2.
Excuse me, Baby Petey and Baby Cookie. Where'd you find that?
Etsy. Oh, I like that.
Who knew hay bales were so delicious? Round 6, here we go. Buick Riviera will start us off. Vermilion in the hot seat. Creature backs it up, sets that ramp, and the first one to take it is gonna be Indigo. Skull Crusher launches and has a bad flip after the bounce in the safety area, and unless there is yet another miracle, it looks like Indigo might have finally lost one. Pierce Velocity does what it usually does, drives up on top of Creature and prepares to get knocked about by the next vehicle. Roll Cage sends it flying and stays down on the track behind Creature. We've still got 8 teams in this match. Velociracer tosses Roll Cage off. It stays level and makes it happen for Maroon. And boom, West Coast Flyer just eliminated Jurassic from this match, unless somehow Velociracer gets back right side up again. Jurassic, who had 4th place in the finals last year, are finished. Speaking of being finished, it looks like Ramp Stamp might also be joining them. Not quite enough force to get away from Creature and turns over sideways. Nitrium launches and flips around a lot. It looks iffy for a second, but then Nitrium makes the recovery. Great news for Vermilion. Ooh, the 57 Bel Air finally runs out of luck, and so does Nitrium in the process. Bel Air wanting to take somebody out if it's going down, and so it does. Mercedes-Benz flops off of the ramp, hits the crates, and makes the recovery happen, barely keeping Indigo in the match. This round is not yet over. Jurassic still has a bonus action, and of course they're going to use it. They're going with Winnebago Surprise. There's not much else they can do. Hoping for a miracle here with Winnebago heading down the track. Maybe somehow it will fly off the track and rescue Velociracer. And yep, not happening. Creature just takes out Winnebago. It smashes some vehicles around, but does not help or do any damage. And that will do it for Jurassic. That last ditch effort was not successful. 5 eliminations in this round. That is a lot for a round 6. And we are going to lose 2 teams. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Graveyard and the Ice Picks both fall to 1, where they will hang out with Blitzkrieg. Jurassic and Ramp Stamp made a go of it, but the competition was fierce. They are out. 5 teams left. None of them have more than 1 car. Things are getting down to the wire. Round 7, here we go. Guess who got the roll? Graveyard Smash are up first in this round, so it is going to be a ramp-heavy situation. Pierce Velocity does its thing for Blitzkrieg. Stay steady. West Coast Flyer tries to toss it off. Can't quite get it off the track completely this time, but clears some space. Roll Cage heaves into the Flyer, and look at that recovery. Bounces, looks like it might not make it, but just enough impetus to get back over again. What a landing. Roll Cage in dire straits, though. That is a bad position. Indigo Ice Pick strike, and Roll Cage is thrown against the crates, goes sideways, and is out. And what looked like a possible elimination for Pierce changes when Roll Cage lands on top of it and rights the thing. Close calls all around, but Maroon is probably out. Little tussling between the Buick and the Blouse Vunda, and both cars look kind of close to 45, although I think they're probably both still in. We are going to have to take a couple measurements just to make sure. That was a quick round, and yep, the Buick is at 36. It will be counted as in, and the Mercedes-Benz is at 41 degrees. Both cars are gonna be in. We're only gonna lose Mr. Maroon in this round, and that will take us down to 5 teams. They are all at 1 car. An elimination means your team is out of the match. We go until there are 3 teams left. Round 8 started off with the Pierce Velocity 100-foot aerial platform. This thing has not gone down first before. Does a nice job keeping it level, locks it in. Mercedes-Benz cruises in behind it, wobbles it around a little bit, but doesn't do any damage. These vehicles liking they don't have to take that ramp, that's for sure. The Buick tries to squeeze its nose underneath the Blouse Vunda. Can't quite get too far, but that could still do some damage. Creature lodges it underneath even farther. It has not tipped yet, but it could. Now the ramp is set up. West Coast Flyer doesn't mind a ramp, takes it, drives over, and nudges one of the Junkyard Joust fans on those mopeds. Leaps into a 6 on the way there, then drives over, nudges him. Little reminder that, yeah, this isn't really a safe area. You might want to move back. We are down to the nitty-gritty right here. No eliminations in that round. We'll increase the speeds and try to get an elimination. First up this time is going to be Nightmare Fuel, the West Coast Flyer. Nightmare Fuel pretty happy that their bonus action worked out well this time. They had bad luck with one a season or 2 ago. No doubt Vermilion and Blitzkrieg's bonus actions will come into play at some point here. Speaking of Vermilion, that Buick takes the ramp and just kind of lodges itself in next to Evil Weevil, safe for the moment. Mercedes-Benz not bothered by that increased speed either. May have even helped. It's tough to say, but it does make the recovery. 1 car left to come down. Aerial platform has no problem with the increased speed, and guess what? We are going to go to max speeds. No eliminations in this round. We're going to dial it up again. Creature from the Black Lagoon got the roll this time, and will start us off setting up that ramp. High speed, no problem. Creature locks it in. Boom! The Mercedes-Benz slams into the crates. The shockwave sent through the earth, knocked the Joust fan completely off her moped. Thing got nowhere near her, but she still fell off, and it made the recovery happen for the Ice Picks. Big leap from the Buick, and it handles it no problem. Bouncing back, going over, and making the recovery happen. Vermilion still in it. No eliminations in the round yet. Pierce does it again using that arm to balance, and it works flawlessly. Blitzkrieg are good to go. West Coast Flyer yet again proving it's worth. Look at how many times it spun around on that hit. This is probably a new record for the number of spins reached and a landing made. We got four complete turnarounds and 2 flips over. I think that's gonna count as a 6, and that is definitely a record here at Junkyard Joust since we started counting. What a recovery for Nightmare Fuel. Taking a quick measurement on the Pierce velocity because it is a little bit close. 41 degrees, a little closer than I thought it was, but it is fine. No eliminations at increased speeds, and yeah, you guessed it, we are going to no holds barred. Evil Weevil is off the track. West Coast Flyer will start us off. West Coast Flyer hits that safety rail, bounces halfway back up the hill. What a run, and it stays on the track. Wow. Great stability on this vehicle. And it looks like Vermilion Venom does not want to mess with this situation. They are choosing to use their bonus action now. End of the line. The Buick Riviera will go to the end of the line and go down last. It'll probably end up going off of Creature, but that'll be better than taking a hit from the Blouse Wunda, which is gonna slam hard into West Coast Flyer, throwing it from the track. It bounds over and topples both of the Joust fans and their mopeds. Well, it did try to warn them earlier in the match, and it's too late now. They didn't move, and they'll probably be unconscious for the rest of the match. Not to be outdone, Blitzkrieg is also going to use their bonus action right now to avoid going down. Pierce Velocity has had good luck going off the back of Creature, so maybe they would prefer to go down after and guarantee success. But Creature throwing a wrench in the works, going down backwards just like in Season 2 against Lamelt. In that one, Creature took out Lamelt. In this case, Creature not able to take down the Blouse Wunda. 3 rounds with no eliminations. You can see why Creature would want to try to make something happen here. And now Vermilion has to send down the Buick. The Buick slams into Creature face first. Does not do any damage either. And it will still have to take a hit despite using the bonus action. Ooh, a massive hit from Pierce Velocity at high speeds, no holds barred. Creature and the Buick are squeezed together, a massive impact. Creature goes over, upside down. The Buick is stuck on the track upside down, and there's no more cars coming down. That is the end of the round, the end of the match. Blitzkrieg have ended it with that big hit, and wow, Creature eliminated after going down backwards. Creature made something happen, but it wasn't what Graveyard Smash wanted. 2 eliminations in round 11. Taking a look at the aftermath, there you go. Blitzkrieg, the Ice Picks, and Nightmare Fuel, the only teams remaining in this match. Now, there is a 4th place wildcard slot. Let's take a look at the points in this match. And we've got a dead even tie for 4th place. Graveyard Smash and Vermilion Venom both at 70. This means 2 things. Emerald Undercurrent are definitely out of the wildcard running, and it means that Graveyard and Vermilion could both go to the finals if this ends up being the highest points total for the wildcard spot. Congratulations to our 3 teams that are moving on. What a match. This is what the Joust is all about. There is one main event left. So far, these 6 teams are in the finals. Stay tuned for the 3rd and last of the main events, where we will find out the remaining 4 teams that are going to make it to the Junkyard Joust Finals. Now's the best time to become a patron if you want to sponsor cars for next season. Patreon.com/JunkyardJoust. Thank you to everybody who supports this show. You're the reason I can keep doing this and keep making episodes. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.